What's up, y'all? Oh man, it's like the first time I talk in a hot minute. Let me warm up my mandible. I'm coming in live from Amsterdam. Last day of the 2024 year, and I'm super jet lagged. I have a janky setup right now without my mic, so I gotta talk a little louder than usual. One of my last posts of the year already has almost 50,000 likes on it on Instagram. So if you want to see more of my work, go check it out on there. And let's go over some of my favorite photos of the year. You know, it ended up being such a interesting year in personal and work and personal. And especially with such like a strong finish, you know, working on such cool projects, the Forbes thing. There's a lot to recap. Let's just start it off from the top, from like one of the first shoots of the year I did with a friend who came to my crib and home studio at the time, and we shot some of these images. I really love the movement and this portrait with the blues and the subtle pink. I used some fill with the Vision 4 from Newer for like 269 bucks. It's battery powered. I like the tone of the yellow. It kind of gives me like, I don't know, maybe like 90s album cover vibe or so. I think if you printed it out and scanned it, it would really do that. Then we're gonna follow up with the shoot I did with Chris Bryony and Prada. Dude, the more I'm realizing, the more I'm like, bro, like, I don't have a lot of commentary, dog. I'm more of like a show, and then people interpret or take what they may. But like when it comes to me talking about it, you know, it's like, damn, all right. Well, I will say, he was a real sweetheart. Maybe I can do something like that, kind of tell a little bit of stories or like commentary about the process. I like the lighting where it's a little bit moodier. Then I did some photos with Tanya. And Tanya made a lovely commentary to me after a shoot, which was I was the first photographer not to make her skin like yellow and stuff. And I thought that was really nice because, you know, I don't know, it's like they say one of the hardest things is to be able to properly handle the colors of skin tones. And that was like really nice to hear, and that she felt well represented with my work. Pro tip, if you ever don't have a hairstylist and don't know what to do with it, you can never go wrong with wet, messy hair. Then we have a funny story here. Justin Moran, if you don't know who this is, he's editor-in-chief at Paper magazine, but he's also a good friend of mine. And then the night before the Chris Bryony shoot, I think it was actually, he came over to test the light with me, but we ended up taking these really funny portraits of him, and it was just like fun to like experiment and edit. I think I talked about this a long time ago, and I had like a really enjoyable time because it was like, I don't know, I feel like at this point is when I started, like, not that I wasn't excited before, but these really kind of opened up me getting excited about editing and stuff again. Like, even though I still was, but like more again, you know what I mean? Like, took some of these film pics I really thought were cool. I really love faces. I'm like really drawn to faces. I took some images with, what's his name, Michael Rainey Jr. Okay, we did some here with Marta. I just think like the expression again of her face in these like speaks so many volumes that it really brings to life, also with like the punchy flash and with the locks on the gate, and then like the weird wording on the locks on the other side of the gate. And you know, fun fact, I took these during the day, but it looks like night because the way I was using the flash. I did Ian, Jeffrey, and Issa at my home studio. It was really cool because this guy Mario Makina from Spain and his friend are both designers, and they were visiting New York. He brought some really cool pieces from Spain with him, and we were able to shoot them in my home studio. We did Mike Towers for Numero, which was a whole trip because I was over here trying to buy like, you know, those like fake Smash bottles that they sell for like movie props, but dude, like, it's not as easy to find as you think. And apparently like the places that sell them in New York, I cut down to like one place now, one or two places, like, but a lot of places stopped selling them. I don't know why. And they're actually hella expensive, dude. Like per bottle was like $40, and like I'm not like, they're not, and that was like the cheaper option, and you know, I was paying that out of my pocket because I wanted to bring that to life. Next, we had a really cool project, like really cool, one of the highlights of the year for sure. I got to work with Prada again in the bigger fine jewelry capacity again, like we did last year. This was really exciting. I had, you know, there's a lot of images here and they're all really fantastic, but I especially loved this one of Corrado, like again, facial expressions. Like faces talk so much to me. They say a lot. They can really tell a story. And I love this one of Alina, and this one of Ashley. I think is so beautiful, like the way that you're getting the subtle hints of highlight in the earring, and the way that they were able to style it's actually a bracelet, but they like doubled it up, I believe, and made it as a necklace. The subtle Prada logo, and how her face is just like dark but like a sharp kind of cutoff. I think at this point of the year is when I started really feeling like, yo, I think I'm getting somewhere. Like again, like I feel like I'm getting happy with the direction that my work is going again. I feel like I'll start to, you know, catch a little bit of a movement with also like my style, and like kind of seeing something there. And you know, one of my really close friends is Kev from V Magazine. We became really close friends in Copenhagen actually, and ever since, like, she's been such a great help in editing and curating my work, and like helping me see that there is a style in my work, and kind of like just like curating it better to kind of pull it out. And that's been so important, to have somebody with like, you know, to have somebody who specializes in that, and also just like another party that's not your own set of eyes doing that. It's been like really helpful. Followed after that, dude, we just did like we started stacking them at that point, like really like incredible shit with Natalia Bryant. The images came out beautiful, the tones were magnificent. Continuing forward, I did the holiday for Nadam, and dude, what a trip. Like, I'm gonna make a whole video on its own about this, but what a trip. You know, lovely time. The art director and I were homies. We'd already worked on projects together before, so that was great. But and the shoot came out lovely at the end of the day. But we had a situation, me and my assistant, when we were starting the setup, where we were having an issue with the syncing of the lights. And luckily it didn't cut into our program time. We were able to figure it out, but it did, because it was a situation where I was like, holy guacamole, dude, like I haven't been like, you know, like this like internally, because the point of the story is like, what makes you an outstanding photographer, it takes you to different levels, like isn't always the work. It's like the little things, like being on time, like keeping calm under pressure, like being able to talk to clients and talent, and you know, so many different levels to it. And one of those big things is being able to, because you know, I learned this when I was assisting a big photographer back in the day, and it really stuck with me. It was like when something can go wrong, like something's gonna go wrong, you feel me? It's like, at some point, and you just gotta be able to, when that happens, to maintain calm and figure it out. And you know, Kev at V also echoed those same sentiments, where she was like, yeah, like things go wrong all the time, and people like freak out on set, and that's not good, obviously. And you know, we were able to, I was stressing out a little bit internally, you feel me, at that point, but with my assistant's help, and I'm able to hold it together, like, you know, visibly, like we were able to figure it out, and then got completely back on track, and it went beautifully. And I loved how the lighting came out at the end of the day. But the beginning of the day was such an interesting and great learning opportunity, you know, personally. And because I was like, oh, well, look, I now for the future, this won't ever happen again, because we figured it out. We did some frames of her. I'm trying to do more stuff in Europe of these two lovely ladies. We did some frames around like the back to back, on the day to day, back to back day, what? One day and then the next day. Alright, now let's get back into the juicy stuff again, cause this is about to get real juicy. Then I had to fly from Europe to LA. That was kind of a hefty flight, but it was super worth it, because I did such a cool job with Paul Smith. They brought me on to do this project with them, and it was super cool, because like it was for this event they were having, but they had their own event photographer, like they had the BFA, whatever, But then they brought me on to shoot like the real special moments, like the candid moments. They kind of let me go free with it, you know, and I just like met so many lovely people that night on the Paul Smith team. Some of the icons, and funny story enough. Yo, I mean, we all know Giancarlo Esposito. Giancarlo Esposito. Hey, yo. Alright, yeah, we all know him, right? So I was trying to like, I'm like, maybe I should say it with like a, you know, my Spanish voice. But he's a really cool dude, right? Like on the screen, all this. But yo, let me tell you, he's a really cool dude in real life too. And like so lovely, like after, you know, after like the 2 days before, later or whatever, like 2 days after the thing, dude, he like went out of his way and like sent me an email from his personal email. And he was like, yo, I just wanted to say like, thank you, like for supporting, like da 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 da, like all this stuff. And I was like, whoa, like I hit up my friends at Paul Smith and I'm like, yo, like, did y'all get the same email? Like, and they're like, no, dude, it's just you. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, that's so lovely and like such a thoughtful thing, especially from like, you know, such a known guy like himself. Like it was so nice. And he like, I always observe and like he was really chatting up everybody that night, you know, no matter who was who, like spending the time and energy to like get to know people. And like it was really nice to see. I appreciate people like that. And that leaves a perfect segue to the Jenna Ortega shoot, dude. And like the Jenna Ortega shoot was so special to me and such a nice part of 2024 for a variety of reasons. Like number one, you know, I love being able to photograph stuff of people that I really that are really cool, like, you know, and in a personal way that I find her really cool. Like I am a personally like it's rare for me to be like really like, oh, this person's really cool, you know, like celebrity stuff. But her, I was always like, damn, she's really cool, and I love her vibe and all that. And also like you know, like in a societal, like people think she's cool too, for sure, you know. But I love being able to work with people like that and then capture them in a more intimate way behind the closed doors, like really like try to show you a side of them that maybe not other people can capture, or show a side of them that's like their true side, you know, like their inner side, and bring that out. And with her, it was really easy because she was very warm and like open and funny, and like it quickly, like I was able to, you know, kind of like it was easy, like it wasn't hard, I wasn't pulling teeth. Like she, you know, she's so sweet, dude. Like she's one of the sweetest people I've worked with, and sweeter than like, you know, and she's one of the biggest, if not the biggest person I've ever worked with, and probably the biggest. But she's also probably one of the sweetest people I've worked with, and I really appreciated that, dude. Like even like, you know, like even like asking me things about me, you know what I mean? Like that's rare for people like that. They're used to people asking things about them, like, but she took the time and wanted to know things about me, like, or even acknowledging like my, you know, I'd be asking some dumb questions sometimes, you know, not dumb as in like, you know, like just like funny, like, oh, would you rather? It's like, you know, like, oh, da 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 da, you know, like, and she was really like, she was entertaining my questions and like enjoying them herself, and I was like, wow, like that speaks volumes. And like, you know, not to mention her team and her stylist, especially Enrique, like what a spectacular person. Like, you know, he like, I appreciate him a lot also because he really tries to put people on, like especially like fellow Hispanic people. You know, I'm Colombian. Shout out to the brand, you know, for Hispanic Heritage Month. Like, dang, my memory card ran out of space, so I got cut off halfway through my sentence. But I was saying, damn, shout out to the brands for Hispanic Heritage Month. And now they know, putting it out there. You got one right here. But yeah, anyways, then we did something for Halloween. We did Amelia Gray as The Incredibles as Violet for Halloween. To wrap up the year, I did the Kelvin Harrison Jr. Cover for The Laterals. But that's such a cool thing too, dude, because like I really appreciate the talent who's just like down to earth and like cool people, you know? Like, dude, he's such a funny guy. Like, he's such a funny dude, like, you know, pulling jokes, laughing all the time. Again, like, I think like similar to Jenna, like, because I don't know, I think maybe in a different way, but I feel like he's more theatrical, you know? And I feel like we were able to really like utilize that for the images, especially this set. And it was like really fun because he really brought a lot to the table, posing wise, like energy wise, like personality wise. These are gonna be in print. I think they are in print right now. I gotta go find a copy. But the editor-in-chief wanted to include one where I was like in the background, like with the camera. And I'm like, holy guacamole, like, is this my cameo moment? You know, where I'm like stepping onto the image itself. And so that one's gonna be in the print. And I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool, you know, on that press tour. I probably cut some of these out of this conversation because this is too much. I don't wanna be rambling for 60 minutes when you're getting ready to go out to your New Year's Eve party. It's been quite the 2024 recap, especially these past 5 months that I've been living on the road, everywhere, back to back, coming in live from different cities worldwide. Just your average regular Florida guy. Hey yo, nah. But yeah, it's been real, y'all. It's been a lovely year and couldn't be done without y'all. Appreciate everybody for giving me a platform and, you know, allowing me to share my work and everything with you guys. And just last night I was staying up really late thinking like how we can take the education side of things bigger and like bring you behind the scenes and all that bigger and more expansive. And I've had a few good ideas and I'm gonna start working on that in the next few weeks to months. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I can't wait to see you guys all in 2025. Happy New Year's. Bye.